Regina invited me to her amazing conference, What's Behind the Mask? And she had a wonderful topic called Turning Fear into Faith. I wasn't able to attend, so I decided to do this video. So, as we go into the topic, Turning Fear into Faith, I first want to go into the definition of fear. The definition of fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by being aware of a situation of danger. Another definition of fear is the feeling of being afraid. Both of these definitions have the word feeling and emotion in it. We know that feelings are comprised of a conscious experience, something we've been through, something we've seen somebody else experience. Whereas emotions is a state of mind derived from one's circumstances. Coming from a circumstance that I've been through, gathered from a situation. These are the emotions that came out of that. So with now knowing the definition of fear and knowing that it's tied to our feelings and emotions, I now want to go into the acronym of fear. False evidence appearing real. Now I know there are multiple acronyms for fear, like face everything and rise. But for today's topic, I want to stick with false evidence appearing real. This basically states that I'm terrified of something that hasn't even happened yet. There has been no immediate threat of physical harm or the threat of any loss. But because we all now know that fear is comprised of our feelings and our emotions, we tend to depend on what we've seen, what we've been through, the situations we've seen others go through as well, and how we've seen people act based off of those situations. So when those situations come around again, or something similar to that situation, we automatically freeze in fear. We stop. Our conscious mind tells us, I don't want to go back. I don't want to do that again. I remember how that felt at one time. I seen how it did Maria when Maria went that. So we become frozen. We become stagnant, and we become immovable. We say to ourselves, I'd rather stay here. I know where I'm at. I'm comfortable right here. I don't need to do anything any differently. I don't have to move forward, do I? Well, Maria did it. Ooh, it was tough for her. I don't think I can withstand that. So you know what? I'm going to just stay here. So fear stops us. Fear stops us for doing so many things. Like going back to school to get that degree. I can't go back to school. I'm not smart enough. Nobody in my family did it. The fear of failure. Applying for that higher position or applying for any position. Am I really as good as they think I am? Can I really do what they're asking of me? No, that's okay. I'll stay right here. That fear of being rejected. Or what about the fear of leaving that relationship? No, I can't do it. I'm going to be a failure. I don't want to be alone. I'm scared. How am I going to take care of this child without being with him? You know what? Never mind. I'll just stay here. I don't know how I was going to be on the other side of this. Or maybe becoming their runway model. You know, everybody's a model nowadays. And we feel that we're beautiful, right? And someone's giving us the opportunity to walk on that runway and to strut our stuff. But fear stops us because we're so concerned about how everybody else looking, how my body look. My body doesn't look good enough. She's prettier shape. She smiled prettier than me. That fear of criticism. So we have these fears, these thoughts, these emotions that have come up based off of circumstances and situations that has happened, that we've experienced, like I've said before, and that we've seen others experience. We know now what fear is, and we also know now how fear stops us. Based off our emotions, right? Based off our feelings, based off the things that we've seen. So with doing that, now, how do we turn fear into faith? How do we flip that? How do we move forward? Knowing what we know now. I have a question for you. Out of all your bad days, out of all those hard times you've been through, Out of watching your friends go through it, how many of those bad days, out of all of them, have you survived? 100%. We have a 100% success rate for coming out of all of our bad days. And if you really look at it, our bad days made us stronger. Our bad days made us wiser. Our bad days gave us discernment that we need to continue to push forward. And our bad days gave us wisdom. Our bad days gave us strength. We gained. If we look at our bad days from a different perspective, we will see how much we've gained. See, I'm one of those people that like to journal. I like to notate the lessons and the gains that I learned from my bad days. Because we all go through difficulties in life. We've all had bad days. But instead of staying victimized by the things that I've experienced, the things that I've seen, staying immovable and staying stagnant, I write down what I learned when I was going through it, what I experienced while I was in it. So I journal. I notate. When I went through this experience, Crystal, what did you gain? When I went through that, what did I learn from it? How can this help me the next time I'm faced in that situation? Because I truly believe that if I don't recognize the lesson of what I was going through, what I learned from it, if I don't recognize the lesson, I will continue to stay victimized. I will actually see that fear, that thing that I was going through, didn't intentionally mean to harm me, but to be used as a process to refine me. So I have to notate those. So when I'm faced with those situations again, I can revert back to my notes and know how I can move forward. So my notes, so we know what fear is made of, right? I know that out of all my bad days, I've survived, I've gained, I've grown, right? So when me in the present time is faced with a situation where I'm scared, I say to myself, you know what? I'm scared, but I'm sure. I say, yes, whatever this is that I'm about to pursue, yes, whatever this is I'm going towards is causing me a whole bunch of fear. It's causing me anxiety, but I'm sure just like the last thing that I went through, I will survive. Just like the last thing that God placed in front of me, I did make it. Just like the last time I was faced with a difficulty, it made me stronger. So yes, I'm scared. I don't know the outcome of it. I don't know if it's going to be right, but something's nudging me to continue to go this way. Yeah, that sign is saying stop, don't do it, because you've seen that before. You know how I've hurt before. But if you notate the lessons, notate the gains from it, you can revert back to it and you can see that I survived it, right? I got through it, right? It's made me stronger, right? Yeah, it was scary to take that first step, but look at me now. Look at this woman I am now. So yeah, I'm scared, but I'm sure that God is going to continue to walk with me. God is going to continue to carry me. And just like before, just like all those other bad days, just like all those other dark nights, I survived and I got through. Because you know what? With God, all things are possible. So yeah, I'm scared, but this time I'm sure. So I want to end by saying this. Yes, it can scare us, right? But it can't scare us enough to keep us from moving forward. So I'm going to leave y'all with this. The next time you feel scared, the next time fear tries to stop you from moving forward, the next time fear tries to tell you it's not possible, no one else can do it, Maria didn't do it, Sally didn't do it, Jesse didn't do it, go back to that journal. Go back to those things that you notated. Remember what God has brought you through and where you are now. And say to that fear, I'm scared, yeah, but guess what? I'm sure. Thank you.